All right. Hey, what's up? So I've been working on an Enigma list. We're gonna play some CC and some Blitz, but setting up a Blitz list for skirmish, and in order to play Enigma into the future, because sadly she's pretty close to LL, and I know a lot of you are excited about that, but I'm sad because yeah, she's beast and she runs the meta, but I also really like her play patterns and I think they're interesting, and I think it's really good design. And anytime there's good design, I'm a fan. So yeah, lots of transcends. Moon Chakra is one of the ones that I've put in for Blitz and for some of these Syndra types. But it works out really well because, sometimes you're just using it to prevent one, it'll keep something alive. Fairly often you get it along with the Transcend card and then it blocks 3, and it's like, you have a bunch of different ways to block 3 with put in context as well. Probably should have quick dodge flexors in here in the ideal list, but I don't have quick dodge, so for this one, which I'm setting up to be my like skirmish list, I'm not rocking it. Because yeah, this thing will help you to block a bunch of stuff out, and especially with all this setup. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll actually try to get that card and stick it in here. But yeah, it's like a fairly straightforward list. The Meridian Pathway I really like what this card enables. I think it's underrated as far as Enigma options. So yeah, along with this rounds on me, I think this card can be super contextually valuable. You can use it to push lethal at someone, and like maybe they're going to draw into a block, but depending on your opponent, you have a good sense of that, and then often you can just be like, I just need to use this as a block 3, or I need to use this as a pitch because it's a blue block 3. And as Enigma, you often have resources, so that one cost isn't a huge deal. Against a lot of matchups, the -1 for each attack is good. Put in context, also a new one. So yeah, our first game is against Kayo. Kayo Berserker Runt. Which I just wanted to I'm going to try and do this and spend some time talking about the matchup. Some of these I know, some of them I don't. I haven't played so much Blitz that I know KO super well. But yeah, he just sort of berserkers. He's an Unga Bunga guy. And he does this high risk, high reward thing. If he rolls a 5 or a 6, each attack with 6 or more, which KO runs like all 6 or more, you can double up the base attack. So let's have a look-see. So first game, KO, he's running the standard stuff. He starts off doing a scab skins roll. He's just rolling everything here. Scabs is going to give him an extra action point if he rolls a high enough roll. He doesn't, but he throws the beast within and rolls, and he rolls a 5. This deck is crazy. This deck is just playing dice while your opponent's playing cards, because there's so much. If he hits the 5s, then he wins, and if he hits the 1 through 4s, then he probably loses. So he hits the 5 on this. It's a 6 attack, beast within. It's now coming in for 12. I can't even block out, so turn 0, I'm losing health. But I throw everything because I'm like, whatever, F it. We'll see what we can do here. I draw into a Mirage Eye, which is cool, but I don't have a way to transcend, so it's like, I don't know. I can buff the Mirage Eye with etchings and throw a pretty big attack back at him. But I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can save one of these etchings and the Mirage Eye to try and get to an over-the-top Mirage Eye etchings, because that play is so powerful. And and I spend a bunch of time thinking about this. The only way I can throw the Mirage Eye and the etchings is if I pop the calming gesture. So I say F it. I'm going to pop the calming gesture, generate a spectral shield. Spectral shield attacks. Oh, yeah, so actually, no. I was thinking about trying to throw the Mirage Eye with the etchings on it for, I guess that would also be 7. Mirage Eye comes in for 2, attacks for 4. You put 3 more counters on it. Then it goes up to... Oh, no, but I don't think I even had enough to be able to swing. Otherwise, I would have done that. Because you have to pay for 1 etchings, which... You have to pay for Mirage Eye with 3. Yeah, I didn't have enough to be able to do it, so that's why I did the shield with 7 counters. I was tempted to hold on to one of the Astral Etchings, which, with what I drew into, probably a good move. And I guess if it's in the spirit of playing this Kayo, I should have. If he's going to be playing dice, I'll play poker. See what I can swing and draw into. But alas, I threw the 7. I threw the shields, did a 7 damage attack. And now I'm like, okay, he's coming in with this dominated attack. I got lucky that he missed his roll here. So pulping only comes in for 3. He's gonna pummel it. And then I'm like, all right, I really want to keep this shield up because this shield, if I can get it through to next turn, it's free 7 value. It swings for free, and all 7 of those, all 7 of those counters count. So I'm throwing in the Waning Vengeance, and I'm like, oh, I could actually just pitch the Inner Chi to Enigma in order to turn on Meridian Pathway. I realize that while somewhat valuable, I think that actually bringing up the Waning Vengeance is worth my while also. So I just threw the... I threw out the Waning Vengeance. I have to pitch this card. Sorry, I have to play that card in order to get my Inner Chi. I get the Inner Chi. Oh yeah, actually this was a really silly move. I think that I kind of lost the game right here with a dumb play. So, learning experience, but I miscalculated. I could throw this Mirage Eye and then swing and probably just tear down his entire life total if I had kept the Waning Vengeance in hand and pitched the Chi to Enigma in order to generate the in order to turn Meridian Pathway into the block. And then if Meridian Pathway blocks 3, I don't get hit. And I have the Waning Vengeance in hand to be able to swing Mirage Eye for 8. I guess it's not lethal, but yeah, but I screwed that up, didn't do that. Had the Waning Vengeance, but couldn't swing the Mirage Eye because I played out the Waning Vengeance and wasted the Chi on... I basically spent 2 cards when I needed to just spend 1. So yeah, learning experience on that. He's gonna send pulping back. I get lucky with another roll. And I'm like, I want to keep this Mirage Eye alive. Let's see what I can do. And if I'm going to try and do that, I figure I might as well try to use Crown now to get rid of this Sacred Art and get another 3 block. So now this is coming through. It has go again, so I'm thinking I want to keep Waning Vengeance's ward around, and Spectral Shield, that 6 counter Spectral Shield is probably not going to be able to deal. So I block with Rage Spectre, and then he finally hits his good dice roll. I guess that's pretty on rate. Obviously well above rate in terms of flesh and blood rate, but the roll setup, that's on rate. And I can't block all of this, so he gets my Mirage Eye and I'm screwed. He's never keeping Arsenal around. I guess Kayo kind of just throws stuff. So my Mana Conqueror is not useful this turn. I'm going to stick it in Arsenal. Let's see what I could do. It's Spectral Shield. I'll just create a Spectral Shield with Spectral Manifestations and Swing. I mean, the thing is, I could use Tunic here. And I think by arsenaling the CNC, I mean, I was hoping that he would end up putting something in Arsenal, but I think that KO pretty much doesn't. And so that was a mistake. Because I'm wasting the go again on the Spectral Shield and the one resource that I have floating right now, which would be pretty valuable to use and try to send damage. He's going to have to block. I'm going to hold tempo. I mean, I guess technically he doesn't have to block, but I don't think he's killing me this turn. I guess it's possible with all the rolling. So he rolls his Scabs, sends the Mandible Claw for the first action point. I'm trying to figure out how to block here. I decided to use Sink Below, and then he rolls into Savage Feast. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna let the Spectral Shield keep me alive and try to take some tempo back. Because otherwise I'm like not really doing much. So his Savage Feast hits, the Spectral Shield saves me, gives me 1 life, and then I'm trying to come back, throwing the I really have no idea. I think I just lost track of this game. I lost this game on a bunch of turns. There was a lot of learning experiences in this game because it was pretty bad. But sending this CNC rather than creating shield with spectral manifestations, I guess because I'm trying to arsenal levels, but oh, I had some idea here that maybe I would be able to send CNC and he wouldn't block because it was only 6 damage. I guess I should have considered that he has this Scab Skins, which are temper. Yeah, that's tough. And then he rolls for KO and there's just nothing I can do there. So yeah, that's just kind of a classic KO matchup. The thing about Blitz is some of these decks are cracked. So yeah, let's check out the next one. All right, next up we got a CC game on a similar list, but in Enigma with the boots list. It's actually from the calling tournament this weekend. So it is this one, Vespa's calling Kobe 5th, and I'm calling it Enigma with the boots because it's rocking all the boots. And we're playing against Azalea, and the things to worry about with Azalea. Endless Arrow is a great card. This one comes up a bunch. Basically, she can keep it for arsenal. She can cycle it through. She can try to use it twice. Red in the Ledger is obviously the big Azalea card. Basically, if it hits, they give you an inertia token. Oh no, you can't activate more than one action during their next turn. So this one's huge. This is like, you don't want to let this boy hit. That's a great reason to hold on to something. Obviously they have Codex, so good to keep a card in arsenal. Azalea rocks CNC pretty well. Azalea has a lot of stuff that works well. So yeah. I'm rocking. I probably should have done Mage Master boots, which allow you to give something go again. The Mage Master boots allow you to give an attack, or no, you can play an attack action as an instant. Here, let me tell you. You basically use them with okay, so a non-attack action card gains go again, and you use them with 10,000 year reunion, so you can play this out and then attack with it, and you build up a bunch of counters on it with spectral manifestations or astral etchings. You build up counters, you exchange the counters in order to play 10,000 year reunion, and then you can swing for 10. So yeah. So up here against Azalea, I pulled Meridian Pathway. Again, I do really like the diversity of that card. I think it's super multimodal. So Azalea is setting up, putting a Codex back in their deck. And I am just going to play out I didn't have anything to be able to do, so I just let the turn pass. It would have been nice if I could have transcended, but I could not. It is kind of tempting to play out one of those transcend cards in order to get a better card for my hand, for my turn. But knowing that on my turn I can use them to, because Preserve Tradition doesn't work. It doesn't let me banish. I think it banishes a card from their graveyard. It's one of those ones that they have to have something set up, so you can't use it turn 0, which is always a little frustrating. But luckily I can go levels, turn it into a go again, and then play Spectral Manifestations out, and then swing with this shield. Yeah. Shield for 4, which is not bad. It's not a bad turn 0. I also get the transcend off. Always when I transcend, I debate whether or not it's a good time to take a risk, because often you can take a risk and luck into holding on to an inner chi and drawing into a Manifestations of Mirage Eye. And if you hit that that draw, it is an awesome thing to be able to do. But in this case, I don't want to hold it. I don't want to IP myself. And so yeah. So they played Seek and Destroy. I believe Seek and Destroy is the one that lets them it basically gives you an inertia token. And then Murkmire is like their classic Enigma hate. It can't be prevented. So if they're throwing damage that can't be prevented, I'm saying Oh, that's a lot of damage. I can't block that out. I think I just take it. And then probably throw Phantasmaclasm at them. The thing with Azalea is she does have a decent amount. No, she doesn't. I was thinking that she does, but she doesn't have very much in terms of poppers. So like, I guess. Oh, I was frustrated because I had a fat stack and I was thinking about saving. I mean, it is kind of interesting whether or not I should have done this, but given that Phantasmaclasm is a way to send a bunch of damage, I think that holding this stack of shields out is probably somewhat valuable. Just maintaining a board presence, and then like if I can manage to draw into a Restless Coalescence or something, I could get all these counters to do something. I can send 4 again this turn. So you know, just kind of classic Enigma block out. They're gonna generate an endless arrow, which I don't like to see. They're gonna do a Codex of Bloodrot. And now they're going to try and do an infecting shot, creating a Blood Rocks box. I'm just going to block here, sink below. It's not like I'll be able to block more than that. So this is going to clear my shields, but that's okay. Again, with 10,000 a year out here, would be nice to be able to play that out. Or to block with it, except sink below is going to be the best way for me to block because this infecting shot is dominated. So I'm going to probably sink the 10,000 a year because I can't really use it once they've cleared this board state. And again, you know, probably if you wanted to have Meridian Pathway and not Mage Master Boots, you would take the 10,000 a year out. Because it's like I can't attack with 10,000 year reunion. I can just use it. I can put it on the board and then try to make sure that it gets its money worth, which against Azalea is still a pretty decent option because she generally just goes tall. But yeah, it's like it's better to have Mage Master Boots, which will allow you to swing with that for 10 damage. It's a powerful turn that you can set up with the Mage Master. Just looking at the art on this card, man, this card's so beautiful. Like, really good stuff. So I have the Sacred Art. I'm tempted to try and set it up, but because I can't play 2 blue cards out, I'm actually thinking I can just use these 2 blues to pay for the Blood Rocks Pox, and then send, you know, the Metamorph with my Tunic. Metamorph. The interesting thing, I was holding on to this, was if they were able to pop my Metamorph, I think that it would create another Blood Rocks box. Because it doesn't say it has an option, it just says it becomes a token copy of an aura you control. So yeah, that would be bad, but they didn't pop it. I'm getting way ahead on life totals here, so that feels pretty good. And then I'm going to use these to pay for the Blood Rocks box. And if we're, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm just blocking out most of what Azalea is throwing at me, and then continuing to send damage when I have better cards. Azalea's a ranger, which makes her kind of like a rune blade, and so she can have off hands that I'm just trying to capitalize on. I am thinking that this card's coming out to set up some sort of a Codex turn, because, but I guess actually Codex won't let me put defense reaction in my arsenal anyways. It just puts regular attack actions into your arsenal. So yeah, so I guess that's just without anything in arsenal, I guess that's just a +3. I guess that boosts bolt and shot to give the reload option. And then they send the bolt and shot for 7. Damn. I have Mirage Eye, and I'm starting to think, is it time to traverse? You know, luckily I got my my chi in deck pretty early, so using Traverse the Universe right now is available. A lot of times I like to save Traverse if I can put Mirage Eye in Arsenal and then draw into a chi, which I don't have very many chi in my deck, but I could also draw into 2 Transcend cards and Transcend. Then I can throw the Mirage Eye and use the Traverse defensively in order to turn on Meridian Pathway. And so that's 5 block, like on any setup, because I can, you know, usually it's more than 5 block, but it turns Traverse into a 2 block, or Traverse is a 2 block, and then Meridian becomes 3. It's 5, that those 5 block can be very helpful in order to prevent too much damage from coming over the top. And can help protect my Mirage Eye. Also, now though, I've seen 2, or is it 3? No, just 2. They used Codex of Frailty to put a Murkmire Grapnel in Arsenal. Oh yeah, I missed. Sorry, I stopped. And they send the Murkmire. Yeah, so they codexed. I put something in Arsenal. Not too worried about what it was. And I discard the Restless Coalescence, and they send that Murkmire, and I'm like, all right, they're burned through 2 of their Murkmires. They're not going to have this opportunity to be able to crack my Mirage Eye that easily. So at the very least, it's going to help me, you know, basically win back tempo. They've gotten the lives back to even. So I crack my, crack the crown, do the traverse, get my chi. That way I can pitch the chi to Mirage Eye and send a Mirage Eye for 7. Oh, no, sorry. I had an Astral Etchings. So this is a cracked Mirage Eye because I get to put the Astral Etchings on top of it. Again. Yeah, sorry. I drew into the Astral Etchings Mirage Eye hand, and it was just straight up busted. And so I was holding everything, and I wasn't being aesthetic on stream or on the video. But yeah, that's crazy. Obviously, I can crack the etchings on the Mirage Eye to add 3+1 counters, making it have 7 counters, which gives it 14 attack, which is broken, or at least really dope. And so I sent that. Now they're gonna come back with, they've got Red and Ledger, which obviously I don't want to be able to hit, but probably it hitting is not what I'm worried about. It's taking out the Mirage Eye, or ultimately I have a lot of good cards in hand to be able to either make this thing count for 7 ward, or at least 6, or block out entirely. So I'm feeling pretty good. Red in the ledger is coming in for 11. I have 8, 9, 10, 11 with the Fate Foreseen, Sink Below, and Levels of Enlightenment. And so that's probably what I'm going to do here. Just block this thing out. And then I think that Spectral Manifestations I'm not too worried about. I actually want to sink that. The one thing that I misplayed there was you actually want to do... Although I guess they hit in a weird order, but but you want to play the Sink Below. You want to play the Fate Foreseen before the Sink Below, so that the opt of the Fate Foreseen sets up the swap of the Sink Below, so you can like see which one and then potentially swap into it. And he plays that Rain Razors, which gives the arrow +2, and that blows up my Mirage Eye, which kinda sucks. I was looking for ways to maybe get out of that, but I didn't have any. And then this turn's an interesting one because it's hard to decide if this is a valuable play or not. I pretty much either IP myself if I hold on to the E-Strike and the card in Arsenal, the levels, or I can send the levels for 3. I think that because that IP represents a loss of 3 value, I want to send the levels, but levels with no blues in pitch is like pretty weak. 1 for 3, I have to pay for that one with a red. It's a overall was pretty horrible. Could have improved that with the Sink Below Fate Foreseen swap, because I definitely would have Fate opted the card, the Enlightened Strike, to the bottom of my deck. But anyways, I didn't. Here comes the Murkmire Grapnel. I say, do your worst. I don't mind. I'm way ahead on life total. I got the Warmongers. I'm probably just trying to set up the Warmongers. This was silly also. Another screw up in terms of order. I would have wanted to transcend. I think I meant to transcend first, because if I could have sunk one of those inner chi, that would have been valuable to me. But I didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of sequencing in Enigma. There's a lot going on in this deck. It's part of the reason why it's one of my favorite ones to play. Because there's so many different, like, there's sequencing elements, there's just value plays. There's a lot, and I screwed up the sequencing there. So I'm just gonna send the Spectral Shield and then the Warmongers, and I'm thinking after I've sent the Warmongers, they won't be able to have a real strong turn back at me, and so Inner Chi in hand might actually be the way to go. They're at 5 health. I think that holding on to this thing might help me to close out the game if I draw into a Mirage Eye, and then I draw into 2 Inner Chi, and I'm kind of disproven. E-Strike will at least let me hand fix one of them, so that's something. And then I have full Tunic, so I can send the Metamorph too. So I'm like, you know, they're on a Warmonger's turn, so they're not in a great spot. But I think that was a bit of a screw up gamble. But again, I guess I shuffled. Yeah, there was a shuffle. I was thinking, like, it's way too early to be seeing Chi, but I did have that Stir the Pot, transcend a card, which I played, and then was able to shuffle they're gonna get this endless arrow back, and I could try to block. I could block 9. I could fully block this card out. But it's not like they have go again on it. I guess they could have Snapdragons. But I think that me keeping tempo here is a pretty valuable play. E-Strike, I'm going to send E-Strike, and then I'm going to send the Metamorph. And then I'm going to pitch the inner chi to create a spectral shield. But if I do that, then it's incorrect. Yeah, I guess I screwed this up again. A lot of little things here. Again, this game, it's not really again, but I haven't said it that many times. But I have said it, I don't know. This game's crazy. There's so much sequencing, so many little places to get better, and so that's why I do these videos. That's why I record them and then I talk over them, because there's learning to be done. And I'm playing, I guess I'm inspired by that Kayo, and I'm playing poker basically. I keep on just trying to draw into stuff, and I'm not really getting hits, but yeah, right. They're sending an endless arrow. I'm saying this could do 7, and it wouldn't be the worst. I think I probably want to try and hold on to Enigma Chimera to be able to throw something at them and maintain tempo. But again, if this thing hits, that's bad. So maybe I block. I think probably block. Oh, okay. So what I was thinking is that they wouldn't be able to Snapdragons this, because I just forgot that they had Snapdragons. Wasn't paying attention. So then I was thinking, okay, it doesn't have go again. It's going to do 7, but they're not going to kill me, and then I'm going to be able to have a full hand to send back at them with 1 health. But I was wrong, because they Snapdragons on it, which was a really good move on their behalf. And so now I'm going to have to use Ripple Away and Chimera to block the next endless arrow that they're going to send. But oh no. Yeah, I guess Death Dealer allows them to pull a card off the top of the deck or something. I forget how that works. Something like that. Oh, it lets them load it into the arsenal, which is where you have to put cards to be able to attack with them. So I can block with those guys, and I think I need to put the tunic up. I guess I'm considering blocking with Meridian Pathways. Oh, I think I'm gonna save Chimera and block with Meridian Pathways and the tunic. And then I have a shield and Enigma Chimera to be able to send back and maintain tempo. That is the illusionist way. Never cease to have tempo. So yeah, I send the spectral shield. Oh, I guess I don't have the Chimera. Oh no, yeah. Path well traveled. This was an accident. I got them to let me undo it. I hold on to the path well traveled that I can pitch for Enigma Chimera. Enigma Chimera sends for 6, and they're probably gonna have to block with 2 cards. They block with Red and Ledger, which I'm sure they were holding on to with Hope. An Endless Arrow, which also would have been a great card for them. And then they pass back to me, and I have the Hammer, the Phantasmaclasm. I'm going to send the Spectral Shield first, because everything's going to pull cards from their hand right now. And then drop the Hammer, Phantasmaclasm. I guess probably I should put up the Spectral Manifestations first, because I can still do that. Create the Spectral Manifestations. I can even attack with it. Because of, you know, I have a full 4-card hand. Oh, it's crazy. So I can put it up, but it doesn't actually work to attack. Because I already have, because it doesn't get a counter, and because I already have one on the board. But nonetheless, Phantasmaclasm, the big illusionist hammer, gets it done. And yeah, that's that.